So you want to move to San Antonio, Texas? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about a very, very important topic, homeowners insurance. And what I'm going to do is, Brenda used to work in insurance for 26 years before she decided to make a smooth move to real estate. And so what I'm going to do is let her do most of the talking, and I'm going to provide color commentary.
Oh, great. So we're going to break down what homeowner insurance is, what it covers, different types of policies, and why you need to have homeowners insurance. And we're going to get started on that right now. If this is your first time in our channel, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and tap the bell to receive notifications on updated videos and the changing market in and around San Antonio.
Hey guys, we're a growing channel. We really appreciate the subscribe and tapping the bell so you can get the notifications. Just want to let you know we are Brian and Brenda Jones, the proud owners of Lone Star Home Realty. We get calls from people a lot of times, and they're just looking out to see what's going on down here and how we can help them. So give us a call, let us know how we can help you. It doesn't matter when you're moving, just let us know.
All of our information is in the box below. You can call, text, email, you can set up a Zoom, whatever's easiest for you. We are here to help you make a smooth move to San Antonio. All right, let's dig into the fascinating world of homeowners insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have the stage.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so homeowner insurance is basically a policy that is going to give you financial protection in case something tragic happens. This could be fires, like right now as we're recording this, there's massive fires in California.
This is on fire.
Yeah, it's on fire. So it could be fires, it could be burglary, it could be even somebody falling on your property, anything like that. That's why you need a policy. So it could be accidents, you falling, anybody else falling, dog bites, all of that stuff comes into play on a homeowner policy. So as we're going through this, there's several key components that you need to know about a homeowner policy. One of them is the dwelling coverage, and that covers the actual structure of your home against named perils. And when I say named perils, that's specifically fire, wind,
earthquakes.
No, earthquakes are a different policy. But anyway, it names out specifically what that policy can cover for your structure. Okay. Then you have other structures, which would be things like detached garages or sheds. Anything like that that's on your property that's separate from the actual structure is what other structures means. Personal property is your actual belongings within the home. So that could be your furniture,
all your belongings,
your electronics. That's anything you see in this room right here is personal property. Jewelry is covered to a certain degree. Normally you have to have an endorsement to cover a specific and up to a certain dollar amount. Loss of use, if your fire, like the poor people in California, homes burn down, additional living expenses are going to come in because you're going to have a place to go and stay while your home is being either fixed or rebuilt or whatever. But there are limits. There are limits to that dollar amount. So, okay, liability, which is where my expertise comes in, is if you're legally responsible for an injury or property damage to others that occurs on your property, or your dog, it's not necessarily on your property, your dog bites someone, that's covered. A slip and fall on your property. Anything that you can be held legally responsible for is where the liability comes in. It could even come in as far as being a member of an HOA board or board of directors where you're sued. There's some exclusions that come into the play, but you get the idea, that's what that's covered.
So guys, while we're talking about homeowners insurance, we're talking specifically about Texas homeowners insurance. It varies wildly from state to state.
Yeah, every state's policies are a little bit different, but in general, because I handled all kinds of states, so in general, that's what it is. Medical payments, make sure you have medical payments, because that's if someone falls down your stairs and you're not at fault, but it gives them some kind of medical coverage protection for the injury or the expenses that they incurred, even if you're not at fault. Where the liability, you have to be legally at fault or responsible. Medical payments is a little bit different.
Different.
So make sure you understand those so that you understand what coverage you do need and how much exposure you may have to make sure you have the right policy in place.
Next is the premiums.
So what factors cause your premiums to go up? The first one is location. Are you in Florida where you have a ton of hurricanes? Are you in California where you have a ton of wildfires? Earthquakes? Are you in Tornado Alley? All those things are going to cause an increase in the premium depending on where you're physically located. Home characteristics. Do you have a home that was just recently built? It's brand new construction. The roof is going to last for 20 years, hopefully. Or did you buy a house that was built in the 1900s and a little bit shaky? Those kind of things come into play. Your coverage amounts, depending on how much policy you're purchasing and how much your deductibles you choose, all will impact that.
And this one in particular is important, guys, because sometimes insurance agents are going to want to pump up your premium by covering over coverage of what you really need. So if your house is worth $250,000 and your property is worth $15,000, let's say, so it's $265,000 total, and they're wanting to sell you a policy that will replace $265,000, you don't have to buy the land again. The land is still yours. The only thing that's going to be rebuilt is the house.
But you do have to consider the cost of replacement, the replacement of the actual, not depreciation, all that. So just be wise about it. Be smart. Just take a history. Take a look at what you're really insuring. Claims history, they count everything, I promise you. If you've had multiple claims, yes, they do. They run a history and they will find you. If you've had multiple claims, your policy is going to be more expensive. Credit score, believe it or not, I know a lot of people know this, that your credit score and how you handle your money impacts your premiums.
So why do they do that?
I don't know.
Well, I think they do it because they want to know if they're going to be able to pay the premium.
Maybe, but it's just ridiculous. So just be aware of the factors. Some certain things you can choose. If you have a higher deductible, if you have cash that you can access in case something happens, you want to get a higher deductible because you're going to pay less for your premium. So just be aware. There are some things you can change and kind of move around to make your policy a little bit more affordable. Affordable is the word I'm looking for. Okay, I mentioned a while ago exclusions. There are things your policy does not cover, and there's a lot of them. And knowing your policy and knowing exactly how the policy reads is going to really help you if you come in need for the policy.
So basically, the coverage list is like this. The exclusion list is much larger.
Yeah, can bite you. So some of the common ones are floods, which unfortunately people find out the hard way. It typically does not cover flood damage. You need to have a separate policy endorsement for flooding. Now they'll cover rain and I believe wind-driven rain, but they will not cover the rising of the water.
Now they will cover water damage if it occurs above your foundation.
Yeah, so like if your pipe breaks or something, that's different.
Yeah.
Earthquakes, that's typically not covered at all. Again, you can buy endorsements for most of these things, I should say. Maintenance issues, they're not going to cover if you just were lazy and cheap and you didn't want to fix a broken window or a pipe that you knew was leaking and you're like, I'll get to it later, and then it busts and floods your house. So there's different things in you have to maintain your home. That is not what insurance is all about. Right. Intentional acts. If you purposely do something, hail damage is a great example. People are known to get up on their roof when a storm has come through and will get a hammer and hammer the roof to make it look like there was hail damage. They're not going to cover it. So anything you intentionally do, the homeowner is not going to be covered. They're going to exclude that and you're going to just be stuck.
Yeah, so don't do that. Also, acts of God are not covered, correct?
It depends. You have to read the policy. Yeah, read the policy. Because acts of God, I mean, hail is covered, lightning's covered. You know, it depends. So wind's covered. So
war is not covered.
Yeah,
terrorism
is not specifically not covered. So okay, so how do you choose the right policy?
Shop around. I would definitely suggest calling an independent insurance agent because they have access to a broad array of different companies and get you the best quote and coverage possible. Whereas if you go with a single insurance company, they're going to sell you what they got.
But there are some really good insurance companies like USAA, where I worked for 26 years. They don't have insurance agents. You talk specifically to a policy service adjuster, and they will go over all of the different options, but they're only looking at USAA policies, where an independent agent is going to shop around and see the different companies and where you can get a better deal and a better fit.
So, and another important part of that is to make sure you have enough dwelling coverage to rebuild your home in case of total loss, like what's happening in California and Los Angeles.
That's why you mentioned a while ago about not having to pay for the property, but make sure that the coverage is enough. If the house burns to the ground, you have enough coverage for everything. Make sure you have replacement cost coverage, which means if something is damaged, they're going to pay to replace that item and not depreciate it, which is a huge difference, especially if you have a whole house that's been damaged.
You also need to review your policy at least annually to make sure that you're not under covered
or overcovered,
either way.
And make sure those policies are still good for you, that you don't want to change the deductible or increase the policy limits. Make sure you look at bundling. I know you've seen all the commercials on TV about bundle. They really do give you discounts if you're bundling your home and your auto and an umbrella or whatever else is out there. They do give you discounts on your policy, so make sure you ask about that. What do you do if you have a claim? I know a lot of people right now in California are like, okay, now what do we do? So first thing is, when it's safe to get back into your home or you can get back in there, document. Take pictures, take videos, anything you can do to document the damage. And that goes for home. I know we're talking about home, it goes for cars too. Anything you can do, document the damage so that you have it done. Call your insurance company immediately. Don't wait. There are significant repercussions if you do not call them in a timely manner. Like, they can deny your claim because you give them enough time.
Time is of the essence here. Yes. So
contact them as soon as you possibly can.
Immediately.
Yeah. Even if you don't have all the details, call them and let them know what's happening. They're going to ask for a lot of documentation. One thing I would caution you or even suggest doing is, once you get moved into a home, go around and just take a video of your room. Yep. Take a video of every room in your house and just stick it in a file. So you have a documentation that everything in this room that I'm claiming, look, it was on this wall, so that they know and they can see. They're going to ask for proof of ownership for damaged items. A lot of stuff you're not going to have, but just be honest with them. But if it's something big and it's something that was super expensive or important to you, keep the proof of receipt. File it, scan it, do anything you can to make sure you have documentation, and make sure you work with the adjuster. The adjusters are on your side. They are there to do a job. They're not there just to deny your claim or make life hell for you. They are there to help you, but they're there to make sure that everything is on the up and up, because there's a ton of insurance fraud out there. They're up there to help you. So just work closely with them. And make sure you review the settlement. If they're making you an offer of settlement, review it carefully. Ask questions. If you don't understand something, or something seems off, or something was left out, or they're denying a certain part of it or whatever, just ask questions. They'll walk you through and explain. But just make sure you understand before you agree to anything what they're settling for.
Hey guys, Homeowners insurance is a really vital part of owning a home because you don't know what's coming. You don't know if a huge storm is going to come and just devastate the area, tornadoes.
So you don't know if somebody's going to fall on your property. I mean,
yeah.
Guys, I've seen so many liability claims over the years that
dog bites,
slip and fall, somebody borrows your chainsaw and cuts their arm off. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you just have no clue is coming. So it's like with any insurance, you need to protect your financial future really by having the right policy in effect.
There's no reason for you to take this risk on by yourself.
Nope.
If you don't have to. So that's what insurance is all about.
Yep. So we hope this information was helpful. Like we said, I have a lot of insurance information and knowledge. If you have any questions, please comment. Comment below if you run into an issue having or not having insurance. And make sure you tap the bell and subscribe.
Please pray for the people in Los Angeles and keep them in your prayers, guys. And even if this video comes out later, just remember them.
Yep, there's going to be a long time coming for them to get back to kind of normal.
A couple years at least.
Yep.
So we hope this was helpful for you. Give us a call and let us know how we can help you. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Thanks for watching to the end.